Hey guys, I know a lot of y'all have been asking me about caffeine usage and what you can and can't do in NCAA. I'm here to kind of help y'all answer some questions that y'all may have as far as what you can use and how much you can use and when's the best time you can use. So there's two different types of caffeine usage that we can do. There's acute and there's chronic. Acute would be more of a sudden and severe. So you basically take some caffeine before a performance. And chronic would be the opposite of that. So you would kind of more intertwine it in your dietary. So you do 200 milligrams a day, and you keep doing that up until your competition. So there's two types, and both you can and can't do within the spectrum of the NCAA. But those are two different types of ways you can use it. All right, so there's been a lot of different types of studies that have been used with caffeine and the benefits it has helped athletes in the past. There was actually a pretty cool one by Beaumont et al. 2017, stated that acute caffeine supplementation approximately 1 hour before exercise improves endurance production in laboratory-based studies. Now, I know we're on the court and not saying in the laboratory, but anything you do as far as training, laboratory work, directly reflects up to the court. There's a lot of different factors that go into it as far as crowd noise and stress, specific times in the game. But that does correlate from laboratory to the court, like where we are now. So 1 hour before the game for an endurance base, kind of what's based for basketball and other sports like soccer and stuff like that, where more aerobically, it does reflect as far as to the laboratory to us out on the court. All right, benefits of caffeine. There's many different benefits of caffeine that applies to us as athletes and the everyday human being individual. Besides the fact of flavor, alertness that kind of gets us through the day, there's other benefits. Myself, I'm personally not a coffee drinker, but coffee is one thing that gets people through the day, gets people I gotta have 2 cups of coffee before I go to work at 8 a.m. I get my caffeine through Cokes. I drink a couple Dr. Peppers throughout the day, kind of get me going. As far as y'all, I'll get this later on, but caffeine is a banned substance of NCAA. So it's not that you're saying you can't drink it, but it's about a certain amount that you can drink it. And like I said, I'll go through that later on. But it does have benefits besides the flavor, the alertness that kind of gets us through the day. There was actually a pretty cool study by Cogner, Warren, Hardy, Millen, Stafford, 2011. They actually combined caffeine and carbohydrates, and in their study, they improved endurance performance compared to just carbohydrates alone. And so, when we're thinking about benefits and benefiting ourselves and our performance out in the field, it can be combined with other supplements that improves performance. Now that we're on the NCAA, this it doesn't apply to every single athlete out there. Obviously, there's overseas ball players that don't fall into the NCAA regulation, so they have their own regulation. Since we fall under NCAA, we can combine supplements to improve our performance, but it's up to that how much can we do, and I'll go over that later as well, as far as how much we can do. But one thing that improve our endurance, which directly applies to us as basketball players, is we can combine it with carbohydrates besides just carbohydrates alone, which can benefit our improvement. Disadvantages of caffeine. Besides it being banned, of course, we can't just be going drinking coffee all throughout the day, drinking, downing 15 Cokes before game time to kind of get us pumped and ready for the game. Besides that point, there's actually a pretty cool study that I found by, who was it? Scanlon et al. 2019. So what they did, they're in Serbia, so this doesn't apply to NCAA in the United States, but they actually tested it on Serbian basketball athletes. They found that caffeine doesn't improve performance in basketball players. So, that may be kind of more of a benefit to y'all. So if y'all think that being all juiced up and being ready and alert for basketball doesn't always apply and benefit performance-wise. What they did was they found no ergogenic benefit to their skills, more or less of their dribbling speed. So they found that they didn't have a better performance with their dribbling speed and those Siberian basketball players. So that's something to think about. If you think that you can better yourself as performance-wise in basketball, that's not always the case. Who can benefit from caffeine? Like I said earlier, there's caffeine has been a supplement that athletes use all throughout the world, but it only really affects endurance-based athletes, like I said earlier. Those who play soccer, us as basketball players, can, to a point, sometimes benefit from caffeine usage. Scaling et al. 2019 again stated that caffeine benefits sports performance during endurance, short duration, super maximal repeated sprint tasks. So again, that applies to our sport. And actually, the NCAA 2014, there's a PDF I'll attach later, stated that it benefits improved performance and endurance, like I said, and sustained high intensity training sessions. So those that can also, go to their full max, increase body coordination and ability to focus and concentrate training intensity. So again, like I said earlier, that it does keep us more focused while we're training, and it does kind of more or less keep us more aligned with our body and how we facilitate throughout the game. So those who benefit endurance-based sports such as ours, and I keep referring to soccer, but there's really great aerobically based sports that can benefit from those who can benefit from the use of caffeine. And lastly, when can we use caffeine? Can we use it during the game? Can we use it before? Is it best for recovery? The answer is kind of more or less yes to everything. But to be more specific, it's better to use it before training sessions. Gertrude et al. 2019 noted that who are interested in caffeine for acute performance enhancing effects should use it 3 to 6 milligrams per your kilo weight, 60 minutes before exercise. So as far as recommendation sizes, it's best to use 3 to 6 milligrams per your kilogram of your body weight, and more or less 60 minutes before training sessions. Anything more or less, there's a variety of different studies have gone improvement, or anything less than 3 doesn't improve. But the range for improvement and recommended doses would be 3 to 6 milligrams. There was another study, for instance, et al. 2018, noted that improvement in athletic performance had been demonstrated during continuous submaximal aerobic exercises, high interval intensity, and muscular strength events when taking doses between 3 and 9. Like I said earlier, 9 I would personally make it a little bit more excessive. We would try to say between 3 to 5 milligrams per your kilogram per your body weight. Again, the NCAA stated that caffeine is a banned substance, but to a certain limit. Ingesting about 500 milligrams, which can be equivalent to 6 or 8 cups of coffee. Guys, that is a lot of coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but I know 6 to 8 cups is a lot. So I know y'all have all those 8 a.m. classes that you just got to get up and go to class. I get that, but try to limit your caffeine limit because it can get you in trouble and get you banned from the NCAA. So keeping it in between, or not be less than 6 to 8 cups, because like I said, that's a lot. What the NCAA said is 6 to 8 cups of brewed coffee 2 to 3 hours before competition can result in a positive drug test. as everyone knows, the NCAA can drug test at any time, random. But don't let this caffeine stop you from performance and hurting your team when they need you most. So I say 6 to 8 is a lot, but I said I don't drink it, but keep it to that point of less because that will get you banned. Also, what the NCAA said was too much caffeine, 6.9 and above, can cause gastrointestinal issues, nausea and shaking, and even sometimes overstimulation can negatively impact training, sleep, and performance. So basically, if the NCAA says don't do it, don't do it. We can go out and party all the time, and that also affects our performance. But don't let caffeine get you on top of that, where it doesn't affect your sleep, your education, your studies, and ultimately your performance out on the court. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Let our nutritionists know, our dietary nutritionists. They'll get you more specific dosages and what I can and can't use as far as caffeine, carbohydrates, protein for muscle hypertrophy, and what's best for our game as far as Division I collegiate basketball players. Again, let me know if you have any other questions, and hope you all have a great time, and I'll see you all on the court.